I don't know that I was supposed to be in this generation.
Everybody, all 90s babies should have came up in the 90s. We shouldn't have came up in the fucking 2000s.
I should have been born in the 80s. And about 18 in 95. That's how I feel.
All right, so here we go. Episode 6 of Push Talks. And as you can see, your host is in the camera this time. Because I got the one and only Miss Nursky, a.k.a. she's a woman, a mother, an influencer, an author, and an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
5-star woman. Let's give it up for her. Little fake claps. We'll put that in there. So look, let's talk about your 3 books you just put out.
Okay.
What led to you starting to, get into writing the books to tell your story?
I didn't have an outlet. So a lot of people have people that they can talk to without judgment. And this is not to say that I didn't have those people, but I was in a certain type of situation where he made me feel like the only person I could talk to was him. But then he gave me no room for communication. So it got to a point where I was cutting my friends off, isolating myself from my family, and I didn't have nothing but him and myself. So when it got to a point where I couldn't talk to him, because a lot of times when you try to tell people what they've done to you, it's hard to hear. So they don't want to hear it. And he didn't want to hear it. So I had to, talk to myself and talk to God, obviously. But I was like, you know what? I can't be the only person going through this. Like, I know that there's other people out here who can feel me, who relate to me. So I'm going to write a book. And my goal was never, and this may sound small-minded, but initially I never wanted to do anything bigger than one book. I wanted to write one book and be done with it. But as I began writing, I realized I can't put all this shit in one book. Let's break this up.
Okay.
Which is how the trilogy got birthed. The poetry book kind of just was something that I'm super interested in poetry. I've always written poetry since I was in high school. So the poetry book was just like, oh, this was just something to do. So that's what I did. But that's how it started, because I didn't have an outlet. And I needed to get it out because the things that I was going through, it was affecting me much greater than I could imagine. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even understand it. And I needed to get it out. And so I just started writing. And I wasn't like making it up. I just started writing what I was going through or what I had went through so that I could get over it. Because I felt like if I write this out, then I can see it and I can repeat it and I can start to get over it, because you hold on to shit when you don't address it.
Yeah.
So that's how that started.
So that was your way of just dismissing it, at least out your mind, kind of like in a therapeutic way.
It never was about anybody else.
Yeah.
Initially, it was about me. I was like, I'm just doing this to help me feel better. And when I started to do it, I had people telling me, you helped me. You saved my life. I'm going through the same thing. So I'm like, damn, this started out as an outlet for me, to help me, to heal me. And now I'm healing others. So why not continue? Like, why not make this a us thing versus a key thing?
Yeah. So like when you was explaining this to your ex at the time, was it kind of like, was you receiving the type of backlash that made you feel like, oh, am I crazy or am I not making sense? And
his response, it's a weird, sorry, my eyelashes are so long and they get in my eyes sometimes. When I told him, I said, I'm writing a book about us. He said, why do you want to go tell everybody our business? Like that was his natural reaction. Like, you can just talk to me. Like, why do you want to go get everybody in our business? And I told him, like, everybody is already in our business. You know what I'm saying? When you out here and you cheating and you fucking with this bitch and you fucking with that bitch, you open up the door for people to be in our business. So it got to a point where people were starting to say things that just wasn't true. And I'm like, well, if y'all gonna talk about me, why not hear it from me? Why not hear it from the horse's mouth? So I'm gonna tell y'all straight from me and not allow people to spread rumors or kind of put off what their perception of my situation is on the outside looking in. No, I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what it is. Because if y'all want to know that bad, y'all so interested, then here y'all go. That's really how it started. He was not for it. I had went to therapy for 9 months. Not just because of him, but because I just think that therapy, I think that everybody in the world that goes through any type of stress, whether it's work related, personal, or whatever, I think that therapy should be considered because it really helps. You get in a room, you talk to somebody who don't know you, who don't know your situation, and they are educated, you know, they have a license in an area where they supposed to help you.
Mm-hmm.
They can't judge you, nothing like that. They ain't even interested in that. I went to therapy for 9 months. He hated that. It's like, why?
What, the fact that you was talking to somebody else about him?
How the fuck are you talking to somebody else about me? And I feel like because at this point, it's now 3 years later, and you and I have not had one successful conversation about the things that you've done and how it has affected me.
So were you starting to journal this while you were still with him?
I didn't start journaling until I decided that until I became serious about writing a book.
Okay.
Everything was mental noted.
Okay.
So I was just keeping it in my head. Mm-hmm. I'm going to write a book, and this is what it's going to be called. It's called The Diary of Her, right? Mm-hmm. And it's called that because when we started dating, when I first met him, he would always tell me, you her. Mm. He labeled me as her.
Okay.
You her. Whatever her is.
Yeah.
You her. So I kind of held on to that because it was a term of endearment. Like, it was like a praise term. And he was the type of person at the time that he only really gave praise when it was really, really due. So I took that moment and I didn't take it for granted. I held him at such a high standard. Like, I put him on such a pedestal. So any compliment or anything, I kind of took it and ran with it. So if you're calling me her, oh, that must be a big deal.
Yeah.
So The Diary of Her. You're writing down your diary. Nobody knows about it. And if anybody who has read my books, the way that it's set up is Nari reads her diary. They've been married. And all of these things that he found out in her diary are not things that he took the time to explore. Mm-hmm. So here you have somebody that's married. We're married. And you don't know things about me because I can't talk to you about certain things. So I put him in a diary, and you found out about your wife via a diary. Mm. You get what I mean? And that goes to show you, like, a lot of people don't know who they land next to every night.
But they married at this point, though, right?
Married. And he married her because the love was obsessive, and he didn't want her with nobody else. Mm. You get what I mean? So it was like, you everything to me, and I may not be shit to you. I may treat you like shit, but you everything to me, and I'm not going to allow anybody to have my most prized possession. Even though I don't treat it like it's my most prized possession. Mm-hmm. I don't want anybody to have access to this. Yeah. So I'm going to marry you.
One thing I learned is being a man, you gotta manipulate us to get into our emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really do, because we not...
But why? Why?
It definitely depends.
Why is that the strategy? Why do I have to? Because manipulation, by definition, is not a good thing.
So, it depends on how you do it. Y'all can.
Why do I have to manipulate you to get something out of you that is natural? Emotion is natural.
Natural for who?
You're born with it.
It depends on the upcoming too. Like, it could have been an instance where a nigga just felt like, shit, I'm not showing no emotion from this.
Let me tell you something. And the only reason why I feel so strongly about it, not necessarily because I've been through it, but because I'm raising a king. Mm-hmm. There is nothing wrong with a man.
It's not.
A king having something that's natural. Men, and not you, I don't know, but they drink, they do drugs, they put all of these substances within their body. Not natural. You have a natural high, an emotion. And you want to shut it out because of what? Because you don't understand it? Because you don't know how to process it because of your upbringing? I think, and this is not to shut anybody down or anything like that, because I had a rough childhood too. Mm-hmm. If you read my book, I had a rough childhood too. Mm-hmm. It's an excuse at a certain point. When you a kid and you don't understand it and you growing up and you trying to figure it out, then okay. Mm-hmm. You use it as a clutch to get you to wherever you want to get.
I mean, you got to get to that point where you're ready to unlearn, to relearn.
But a lot of people are not there.
A lot of people some men would get into a situation where, look, I need to focus on myself, but I'm not about to. I don't want to jeopardize losing this, so I can focus on myself. So I'm trying to balance the two. I mean, that's probably where effort comes in. At here or there, it all really depends.
I don't like to use the word advice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because who am I to give advice? I'm not perfect by anything. But if I had to encourage anybody to do anything, you gotta choose yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
You first before anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's with a man, a woman, a shark, a fish, whatever. You first. Like.
So what you saying? You first. Do you think it's wise to stay with somebody until you can't take no more because you love them?
No, never.
But
love ain't enough.
Okay.
Love is not enough. Love is not enough.
What about love with effort?
Love with effort is a success story.
Okay. So you need to see effort on his part.
Let me tell you something. Love is an emotion, and love is an action.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the emotion all day, but if you don't put that action, it's nothing.
I feel like niggas be knowing like what they need to do.
Well, you tell me.
You won't do it.
You tell me.
I mean,
I'm a woman.
I've been in a situation to where like I see the things that this woman wanted to bring out of me, but discreetly, I knew in the back of my mind like I'm not about to take myself to those depths for you. You know what I mean?
Why though?
Because that woman at the time wasn't the woman that I wanted to be with.
Okay, so I get that this is a questionnaire for me, but let me ask you.
Yeah.
So I tell women all the time, it doesn't matter if it's you, it doesn't matter if it's another woman, it doesn't matter if it's nobody at all. Men don't do things until they're ready to do it.
True.
Is that facts?
Yeah.
That's facts.
That's facts.
Right. So a woman can have an answer. You run me a checklist of your ideal woman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Check it off. And it doesn't matter if she's all of that. If you're not ready to be the man that you need to be for her, she can have all of that. It's not gonna matter, right?
That's true. So when the dude ready, this the thing, man. You got to be willing to let go so you can have. Niggas hold on to a lot of bullshit, whether it's the people they hanging around, the dumbass habits they doing, or the dumbass habits they doing. You know what I'm saying? So this when it comes to getting into a relationship, it's compromise on both ends. Naturally, the woman always gonna come out and compromise more because they want to cater to our needs. Men in general, we don't think like I ain't got to do nothing. She doing everything for me. I ain't gonna say men in general because I don't think like that, but that's a real stigma, and it comes to play with. It's like receiving something that you didn't work for.
Mm-hmm. It's like buying a cow. Why buy the cow when the milk is free?
Exactly. So at the same time, it's like I think having sex too early is a sign of that. Like if I hit you on the first night, well, I'm about to work hard for you.
But because we're adults, I don't know. Okay, so there's a song. Drake has a song, and in one of the lyrics is, "Does waiting really make us better people?" Mm-hmm. I have never.
I wouldn't say better people.
I have never had a one night experience, but I have had experiences that have happened earlier than others, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know that having sex in 3 weeks versus waiting 3 months is a determining factor.
It's one factor.
Is it?
It's one factor for sure. I'm not about to. Look, this is the thing. If I get this badass chick, if I just hit her with no effort, ain't no telling who the fuck else she done did that with.
So you tell me, what effort are you expecting to put in? Like, what are you?
For one, challenge me.
Okay. So men like a challenge. Men like a challenge. They love the cat and mouse.
We natural competitors.
Okay.
And we rather work for some than get it for free.
Okay. Good to know.
You ain't know that?
Listen, I know a lot about a lot, and I've been through enough to know that I've gotten a certain reaction out of men when I didn't submit, right?
Yeah.
Versus playing, not necessarily playing, but treating a nigga like I don't want him, he gave me a certain type of reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I'm totally uninterested, it seems like I get all the interest. But when I'm invested in you and I'm trying to build something, you want to treat me like shit. So I get it. You know what I mean? I mean, it all correlates. I get it. When I'm totally not focused, or like the back then you didn't want me, now I'm hot, you all on me. Like, I'm treating you like you don't mean shit to me. But when I was interested in you, you was treating me like I didn't mean nothing to you.
So is you doing that to trying to show a nigga like?
Let me tell you something.
Or are you doing that for you?
Spite does not win.
Okay.
Spite
does
not win.
Never.
It's never an intentional thing. But you caught me at a time where I truly don't give a fuck about you.
Oh, so it's real when they catch you like that. Okay.
It's real. When I give a fuck about you, it may be that, you could possibly care about me. It's not ready. Things that I'm offering, you're not really willing to reciprocate. So I get it. But then you get to a place where you done had some type of revelation and now you ready to give me what I was always ready to give you. The problem that I have with men and what I tell women is that we're queens. Queens, kings, I refer to everybody like that.
Yeah.
We're queens. Here we are, ready. Know what we want, know what we don't want. And we have this person that's not. So instead of making them climb to the top and come meet us, we come down.
Yeah.
To meet them. That's horrible.
That's a I'm not gonna say it's like a natural thing. If you look at, let's go back to like the 1600s, 15, when there's kings and queens and shit. A king can have any woman he want. I was watching this show on HBO. It's called Elizabeth or Queen Elizabeth or something like that. So the king, he went to this new town and he saw the woman he wanted. He told the right people who needed to know that he wanted her and got them together. His natural thing, the natural way he went about it, no talking, no nothing, no intimacy. I'm grabbing you, I'm trying to fuck you. That's how he used to doing it. She had to put a knife to her own throat and said, "I kill myself before I allow you to take this from me without making me your wife." So even when she did that, he still was trying to force himself on her. Like, man, you ain't gonna do that shit. You playing? She started cutting herself till you saw the blood coming out, and that's when he knew she was serious. So he fell the fuck back and said, "Fuck this," and I'm leaving. I'm out. Then it came back a week later, said, "I want you to be my wife." So you really got to go to like. Don't not literally like that, like cut yourself, but you really gotta let a nigga know, like
you gotta stand on it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be out here, and this was something that I learned because initially when I started, it was we not letting niggas treat us like this and da 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 da. And I think that a lot of people expect for me to have it figured out. A lot of people want me to be a robot, and I get it because a lot of people, their perception is she wrote these books, she overcame what I'm trying to overcome, so she must have it figured out. But I don't, because even with writing my books and after I wrote my books and released them and published them, I still went back to an ain't shit nigga. Now, in my defense, he fucked up, we broke up, he came back, and it appeared that he had got his shit together. But then you get in situations and you realize you only had your shit together just to get me back. And I found myself constantly in a place where people were doing shit to make me a hypocrite. Like, you out here telling these people, don't let people play you. My goal is to play you so that they can see that all y'all can be played. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's fucked up.
It is.
Because
that's fucked up.
I dead ass am not lying. I have niggas seek me out just to prove a point. I'm going to get her all riled up, get her all in this space, and I'm a player.
Is these some niggas you would talk to without even knowing that's their intention?
Yeah, because without that intention, they're decent people. You know what I mean? They're decent, they're attractive, they not bum ass niggas, like whatever, but they so fucked up internally. Their goal is to naturally, first of all, let's be clear. Nobody likes to be oppressed. So when you have a woman giving other women a game and kind of putting the pressure on niggas that they don't really want to deal with, I become the enemy.
You know, when women get together and they start talking about this, it kind of I think sometimes y'all make it.
We better together.
Y'all are. But you have to have a better approach at it, because you can't come at a nigga like, yeah, I got my bitches with me. You ain't shit.
No.
And expect a nigga to just.
But it's never like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas, when guilty men, when they hear things like, when they hear my poems, or they read my book, or they hear me, or they read a post and I say, we, because I speak for all of us. I have nothing in me wants to be against anybody, not even bitches that hate me. Not even bitches that I've had encounters with. You know what I mean? I want us all to win. That's just where I am. I want us all to win. It ain't no reason in the world why a nigga should be treating you like shit and you sitting there and are willingly dealing with it. Like, it's one thing for you to not know. It's a total other thing when you're signing an agreement. Like, okay, I'm okay with this. Yeah. No, we not okay with that. You know what I mean? And so niggas hate that. I have literally had niggas tell me, stop giving them the game. Like, we need them to be stupid instead of them giving them the game. Being real.
You had niggas tell you stop giving women the game?
Literally. You waking them up. We need them to stay asleep. Like, literally.
Yeah.
And they hate me for it. So I become the enemy. And so as the enemy, what do? You target your enemy. I'm gonna make her think that I like her. I'm gonna try to date her. And I'm gonna make her think that I fuck with her, and then I'm gonna play her, just so that I can prove to y'all who look up to her that she ain't exempt from getting played. Yeah. I never said that I was exempt from getting played. Yeah. You know what I mean? But what I said was, once I realized you trying to play me, I'm not tolerating that shit.
Niggas like that, niggas that does that tell you to not give a woman the game so they can basically keep controlling them. Let's look at this like a chessboard. You gonna have pawns. Some people, the game ain't for everybody. Some people just out here living and not knowing what the fuck going on.
It's not. And I'm not gonna lie. I have not always been as wise as I am today. I have not always had the awareness that I have now. Experience is everything.
Yeah.
And I hate that I had to go through some traumatic events to realize, to be right here with you, telling them.
Yeah.
I hate that I had to do that, but sometimes that's what it takes. Yeah. I'm a hard learner. You know what I'm saying? I had my daddy growing up. My daddy, anybody who knows my dad, he is a well-known, well-respected man in the city of Cleveland. He's a DJ, whatever. Anybody who knows him knows. My daddy wasn't the best example because he treat women a certain type of way. But he always told me, don't go for a nigga like me. Don't do this. Don't let this be this. Don't let that do that.
And that's some noble shit to do.
And here's me. I'm going to learn on my own.
Girl.
Right?
Is that part of your sign or was it just you?
No, I mean, I'm a Virgo. I'm real reserved. You know what I'm saying? Typically, I don't take a lot of risk because I'm super over analytical and I kind of, everything is strategic. But when it comes to men, I put myself on such a pedestal that I feel like there's no way that he would do that to me.
You like bad niggas, don't you? Bad niggas. You like street niggas, or you did.
Listen, I have found out that I attract people who remind me of my dad.
And that's what your dad was?
My dad was never in the streets.
Okay.
He never has to be.
Okay.
My dad worked for Chrysler for a whole bunch of years. He retired and followed his passion and became a DJ. Well, he's been a DJ since before I was born. But he stopped DJing, got a real job, quit his real job, and let DJ and carrying him. Infidelity is his thing. My daddy is a very handsome man. He's very liked. A lot of women love him, flock to him. He got the smile that'll light up this room. And listen, he gets his way with women. He has his way with them. But he treated me like a princess. He gave me a certain type of attention. He made me feel a certain type of way. And when I was in a position where I could start dating, I found out that I attracted men that reminded me like my dad. Never wanted to make my dad upset. Never wanted to make my nigga upset. Always wanted to be daddy's little perfect girl. Always wanted to be the perfect little girlfriend for my daddy. I mean, for dudes. Like, whatever. Like, anything that my dad wanted to do, I wanted to have it done before he could even ask me to do it. Okay. So I found myself being that same woman in my relationships.
Okay.
My dad didn't deserve that. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
He wasn't the... great dad, but he had his transgressions. You can't really reward people when they don't deliver. And I found myself rewarding my dad just because I wanted to have him. So I did whatever to have a nigga, no matter what they did.
Okay.
You get what I mean? Like, so do you see the correlation?
So you doing that for your dad led to you making exceptions for niggas when they fucked up? Basically.
My mother, the way that she handled me in her life, I found out that I handled them the same way. Until I put a stop to it.
Okay.
So just me being transparent, you know, I grew up watching my mother be involved in a domestic violence relationship. Watched it. And it was normal. Like, all right, whatever. When I got older, I was a part of one domestic violence relationship and I handled it the same way. So generational curses are real. And I think that African American people, we suffer from it the most.
Well, they real when you got that same toxic entity involved in the next generation and the next one, you know.
Which is why I work so hard to not expose my sons to certain things. Because all the protecting that my parents thought that they were doing, they really didn't do. Okay. I attracted niggas like my dad. I handled niggas like my mom. What did y'all really do?
How big was communication with you and your father coming up during these times?
Oh, my dad is my best friend.
So he wasn't able to see, or
he wasn't strict. My dad was not strict at all. He was more strict on his boys than he was on his daughters. Like, he didn't want to be the authoritative dad and kind of, you know, when you shelter a child, they go out and sneak and do all of this stuff. So my dad wanted to be real open. He wanted us to be real open and kind of just go to him first about everything. And I'm not gonna lie, at 16, this is the relationship that me and my dad had. I could talk to him about my boyfriend that I had in high school. Okay. I didn't start having sex until I was 17, and I didn't tell my dad until I was 20. Okay. But that's because of the respect that I have for him. You know what I mean? But I'm saying that to say, me and my dad had a very open relationship, and we talked about everything. It was things that he told me, like these niggas, and he flat out told me one day, a lot of times these niggas just want to fuck you. Don't be fuckable. This is what he told me. This is my dad, not my guy best friend, not my brother, not one of my homegirls. This is my dad. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times your dad don't really have those type of conversations with you. Me and my dad are tight like this. I have my dad name tattooed on me. Like, this is my guy.
That's
like,
what's up. That's probably how my daughter's gonna be like that. All three of them, they daddy's girls. That bond is crazy.
It's unbreakable.
It is.
It's no matter what my mother has said about him over the years. And my mother, she talks shit. However, now that I'm a mother, I reconcile with her. I get it now. Yeah. I get why you were saying what you were saying.
But sometimes you gotta become a mother for you to realize what your mother is saying. And for a dude, sometimes you gotta have a daughter to realize what your woman
Listen, like, I used to look at my mother like, you crazy if I'm about to believe all the shit that you saying about my perfect daddy. Yeah. Love him to death. Yeah. A lot of times, and mothers, y'all can relate, y'all have all of these problems with the other parent. You look at your child, and your child love that person.
Yeah,
they don't know.
I see that. Yeah,
they don't have no understanding. They don't know. When I was going through certain things with my child father, I couldn't understand why my son loved him so much. Because I knew the things that he was putting me through. But then you have this innocent 1-year-old that don't know. Yeah, and just love his dad. Yeah. How could I come in between that?
Did you seeing that love make you love him more though? No, it don't.
I'm gonna tell you something. Over time, and again with experience, I have learned to separate certain things from other things. Okay. So, being pregnant, because you're a man, you don't even know how that feels. Being pregnant you get wrapped up in having your family. You get wrapped up in giving your child something that you didn't have. You stay for that narrative. I've never seen my mother and my father together. Okay. But my mother always had a stepfather for me. My dad always had a stepmother for me. I never seen my biological mother and my biological father together. And I wanted my son to see that that was possible. Okay. So, because that was my motivation, I stayed through infidelity, domestic violence, just a whole bunch of toxicities that I later on realized were not going to be beneficial to my child.
Right.
At all.
Right.
And even with all of that, no matter how much I was hurting, no matter how much pain I endured, when we decided to be cordial and be decent, my son embraced him and loved him like none other. It would be months that they wouldn't see each other, and my son would, as soon as he seen him, Dad. Does that make me love him more? No. Because...
Well, even his relationship with his son.
It doesn't make me... No.
Like, you never looked at him and be like, oh, and, you know, and feel a little bit of compassion?
Of course. They look just alike.
I'm not saying you should take that and let it overshadow. All of that.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Initially, yes. My son is... You calm him down in a way that I can't.
Okay.
You bring out something in him that I don't. When he's around me, he wants to be totally dependent. He wants to be a baby. When he's around you, he wants to mock you, be codependent. He wants to be a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's admirable. However, it doesn't disqualify how you treat his mother.
Was you ever treated bad in front of your son, though?
Yeah.
Oh. I guess, I mean...
Yeah, and I guess for me, if you don't respect him enough to respect me in front of him, then how could I ever love you more just because he loves you? He should love you. I never instilled in him not to love you. Love him. Respect him. That's your dad. I don't give a fuck about anything. But it doesn't make me love you any more or less. I love you here. I love you here.
Is this your number one in your first book?
No. Listen.
Okay. Because I was going to reflect to that.
I don't introduce... Okay. So, obviously, no secret. Everybody knows that my books are about my life.
Yeah.
And I don't introduce the character that represents my son's father until book 3.
Okay.
So nobody has even met him.
I got the first book. Sorry.
Right. And so then when you meet book 2, at the very end, I introduce that we're going to start tapping into that love story. Book 1 is about my first serious relationship where I got all of my experience from, that I will say, before I started getting experience in another area.
Okay.
Hurt, pain, everything. And I mean, at 20 years old, I thought I had it figured out.
Yeah.
And then I met somebody that rocked me to sleep. Okay?
On some knockout type shit?
On some... And it's laughable now. Because I'm over it. Right? But when you go
just looking how you was,
I can't believe I was like that.
Would you just knock yourself upside the head if you can go back in time? Like,
I would
you don't
put
know
myself
shit.
under the jail for being like that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It was obsessive.
I think most of us would.
It was delusional. I was so in love with him. Like, to the point where it was manic.
Would you believe that a dude can be just as, you know, wild or dumb as a female was?
I believe that he was equally in love with me as I was with him. My willingness to admit it, though, and not be afraid of who was going to judge me. You know, men are more ego-driven.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that they conceal.
Yeah, I mean, especially at that age, you fresh out of high school, all you know is just.
I was 20 and he was 24. Let's be clear. He's 4 years older than me.
Okay.
No, he's not. He's not 4 years older than me. It's like 3. Whatever.
Yeah, talk about it.
Whatever the case. I just think that I was more willing to be open with mine, and I wasn't ashamed of it.
I mean, naturally, that's how women are.
When you have people that you're still dealing with, you have other people's feelings to consider, it becomes hard to admit that you feel a certain type of way about somebody else because you don't want to hurt nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for a chunk of our relationship, he was involved in another situation. Granted, I was his girlfriend, but he still had connections elsewhere. So it was hard to admit that he loved me because then that put a damper on what he still wanted to have control over. I still want to have control over here. Right. I still want to be able to control this woman and her decisions on what she's doing. So I'm not going to make her at all think that I'm in love with you. Yeah. Because then all she going to do is move on. And I can't have her moving on right now because I still want to control her, because I still care about her, because I still love her. Right. When you get to a point where you don't care about anybody else's, how they going to react or anything, is when you finally decide that you want to be 100 with yourself about how you feel about somebody else. And I think a lot of times when people are involved in third-party situations and they have connections to more than one person, the reason why you can't be 100% over here is because you still 30% over here. Right. I may not want to be with you. I may know that we don't work, but I don't want you to go be with nobody else. So I'm going to make you think that this is platonic. It's nothing serious. Right. Just enough to keep you right here. It's a control thing. And I think that men's need to control is sick. You need to control everything.
I mean, because they ain't got shit and they need something they have control over. I mean, a man who got bills and responsibilities, whether it's kids, a house, a car, I don't. Men, you can't even say men in general. Some men, okay.
I was dating a guy that was well paid, educated, respected, everything. When you think of an honorable man, he was all of that. Yeah. He still cheated.
So let me ask you this, and it's like a real thing that people be saying. Like, you think by leaving the dude because of an infidelity situation, because he cheated, you think you're gonna find somebody else who probably not gonna do the same thing?
Why not though?
Why not take that risk and find out for yourself?
Why not have that expectation? If I don't cheat, then there's the one out of 1,000 women that don't cheat. So why am I not expected? Why can't I have the expectation that just because this man cheats, that it's another man that won't? I don't think that all men are the same. I think that a lot of men have the same similarities, but I don't think that all men are the same. And I think that if I'm capable of being different than the other women that men give me a terror story about, that there's a man out there that is totally different from the niggas that I have horror stories about. I believe that. I don't think that think that I should have to pick my poison.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. It's not me.
I don't think that I have to pick my poison. Are you faithful to your girlfriend?
Yes, I am.
So why can't I expect to have a man like the one that your girlfriend has?
Do you think it's possible to meet someone at a point in their life where they're becoming the person they're supposed to be, and stick with them through that until they get to that point?
I guess
does they have to be all the way there already, the finished product?
No, because I'm not a finished product.
Okay.
Right? I believe that we're all a work in progress. But you being a work in progress does not mean that I'm going to accept you treating me like shit.
There's no exception. But let's get into this next question. I don't even know what the other question was, but we're going to get into this one because we was talking for a minute. How is it for you to become submissive again after a heartbreak? After you done already just gave your all 100 to this person.
I'm a lover.
Okay.
So by nature, I crave love and I want to give it.
Okay.
However, I've been through so much trauma that I'm a bit more cautious and I'm a bit more strategic about the moves that I make. So at this point in my life, I'm not just so eager to give the love that I know is golden, and I'm not eager to receive love that has no backup behind it. Like, you're not just gonna pitch no love to me and you don't have nothing to prove. Like, I have allowed people to sell me a dream, and as soon as I buy the dream, I'm talking about cash out. The dream is gone. I'm not interested in that. I don't have room for that. I don't have the energy for that. I don't have it because I have been, since I was in a relationship since I was 15 and a half. I'm going on 28. That's 13 years.
Yeah.
That I have been through traumatic situations with men who have failed, who have told me that they were going to be one way and do one thing. How do you be submissive after heartbreak? Is when you have a reason to be submissive.
Right.
I'm not going to allow a man to lead me if he's not a leader. I'm not doing that. No more. I don't give a fuck what he say. I don't give a fuck who he led.
And this ain't no temporary leading. You have to live and walk this shit.
I have a son. So anybody that I'm going to be serious with, I expect them to be a role model for him. At moments when he say, I looked up to my mom, I looked up to my dad or my stepdad or my stepmom or whatever.
Okay.
You got to be that person.
Okay.
I'm not just going to have you, because it's not about me anymore. I have somebody that I have to take care of.
So the key now is not, you can't risk raising no man or helping no man find itself. You have to.
I don't want to say, I'm not raising you. That's your mother's job. And one thing that I have always done is try to be everything for a man. I shouldn't have to be your mother.
You shouldn't. No woman should have to be another man's mother.
You got one mother. I shouldn't have to be your mother. My one job is to be your girlfriend or your wife or whatever. And that may come with several roles, to be your best friend, your confidant, whatever. I'm not supposed to be your mother though. Your mother did that. She did that. Whatever she did or whatever she didn't do is not supposed to be on me. It's supposed to be on her. And I found myself being more of a mother than a girlfriend. Why am I telling you right from wrong? That's a child thing. That's a mother thing. A lot of times they know right from wrong. They just like to see what they can get off. And me being the loving person that I am, I used to let people just get shit off because I was so desperate to just have something. I didn't know my own worth. I didn't know that I was capable of having better than what seemed like the very best. And then you get out of situations and you're able to look at it from a clear view and you realize that shit wasn't the best. So how do I submit after a heartbreak? How I want to, my thought process is that somebody has to kind of show me that I can submit, that it's safe to do it.
Exactly.
I haven't had the opportunity to do it yet.
Okay.
Because, heartbreak kind of just keeps happening. Again, I'm not perfect. I think a lot of people think that I'm done with heartbreak. No.
Yeah.
No.
I think as long as you're single, you're probably going to run into at least one heartbreak on the way to finding that right one. Yeah. You're going to at least run into one more.
But my focus isn't on finding the right one anymore. I had become so consumed with finding somebody. And then as I tap into my spirituality and I start praying more and I start getting more in tune with my relationship with God, and I don't know who anybody else believes in, but I'm not even supposed to be seeking men out.
You're not.
And they're supposed to be finding.
He's supposed to find his queen. And when he want to find his queen, you getting on your knees. You let her know anything you need, I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna get it for you. You know, that's the quote unquote traditional way.
And I am all about tradition.
Mm-hmm.
I am, and I'm not doing that. So, not that I'm not going to pursue somebody that I'm interested in. Whatever. No, not like that. Obviously, this is modern times, and I'm not doing that. However, it's not my goal.
Right.
My goal are being a nurse, being a mother, being an entrepreneur. It's not a man. It's not, because it's been a man for so long, and it's gotten me nowhere.
Right.
So I'm going to shift my focus, and maybe once I focus on myself, I will attract what I need. And that's for any woman. I think that if you focus on yourself, you'll attract what you need. I attracted who I was, and I was broken.
Okay.
Not healed, lost. I attracted those same type of men. And naturally, I want to fix you. I can fix you. Let me fix you. Let me love you down. But I'm going to tell you something. Loving somebody harder does not fix the problem. It doesn't. Especially when you meet people at a time where they're not receptive to the love that you're trying to give. Everybody don't love the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I have realized that a lot of people they can't even process the love that I give because they've never seen it. Never. When you go into a class and you trying to get a degree, the first day of class, are you really telling me that you understand everything that your professor just wrote on the board? Hell no, it's foreign to you. And it's the same thing with love. If you've seen a certain type of love and then you get a different type of love, it's hard to receive. It's like, I've never seen this.
Right.
This is not what I've seen. I don't understand this. And it takes time to learn it, to process it, and to make it your own.
If you knew that you had somebody who was everything that you wanted, but you needed that reassurance, would you step back to let them know that they about to lose something? For them to realize that, what they got?
Reassurance is a funny thing because people feel like, I've already shown you that I love you. Why do I have to keep telling you?
Dudes think that, once I reassured you, I got to keep doing it.
As a woman,
as a man,
I will tell you that we need the reassurance. We do. It's nothing like, because some days we wake up and our period about to start. We PMSing. We going through a whole bunch. Our hormones are off. We going through a whole bunch of things that we can't even control. We feel like shit. We look like shit. And the one thing that we just want our men to tell us is that we the shit. Why is that so hard?
I feel like it could be a time where a man could tell you the shit, and you ain't hearing that shit because it ain't on your time. It ain't when you want to hear it.
Right. But when we get to a point where we are on that time and we reflect, he did tell me that I was the shit.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You did. I was tripping.
Yeah.
My hormones was off. Yeah. I was getting ready to start my period. I couldn't control it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But then when we don't have anything to reflect on, you didn't say shit.
Wait, hold on. So,
but he did. Nothing. No, I'm saying.
Oh.
You got the people who do.
Oh, you got the people who don't.
And you got the people who don't.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you didn't, then.
You didn't say nothing.
One thing I learned too.
I'm walking around this bitch looking sappy. And you got mad because I was mad. Instead of lifting up my spirits.
You being mad can make me mad. No. Or aggravated. Or irritated.
Fuck that.
I don't want to say mad. It can irritate me.
It ain't even about that. You ain't just mad because I'm mad and you want to be a team and go against them. No. You're mad because I'm mad and you want to have a reason to be mad.
I don't want to be mad.
Instead of making me feel better.
Okay. So it's about you. You need some cuddling.
A lot of times it is an individual thing. Because it's gonna be sometimes when it's for instance, street niggas, they go out and something happen and they take a loss.
Oh yeah, that's different.
You come home, you mad. God forbid your bitch treated like what you just went through ain't shit.
God forbid, because that's a big thing.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
You lose whatever it is that you lose, and for some odd reason, you just cannot get back up. Shit just keep happening to you. Your bitch leave you. Yeah. How you gonna feel?
What, does she leave me after I keep taking L's?
Yeah, you gonna be like, damn, she took me at the like, a lot of times women go to work. You know, women be mothers. It be a lot of shit going on with women. And men, what do? Sit, play the fucking game, stay out all fucking
The game is therapy for me.
Okay.
You go see your therapist. You go talk to this nigga.
I've broken games.
Oh, that game make yeah. All right, Nurse Key.
I've broken games. I've gotten rid of them because it costs you nothing to pay attention to your woman. I shouldn't have to tell you that something is wrong with me for you to notice that something is wrong with me, because guess what? I'm so attentive and so into my man that I know when his energy is off.
All right, Tom, let me ask you this. If you know your man like playing the game, will you sit there and watch him? Will you sit there and watch your man play the game?
I've done it before, but I'm not going to sit here and fake like I'm
You did it with an attitude. I can tell.
No, not necessarily. I did it with him sitting legs, my his shoulder, his head, and he playing a fucking game.
Oh no, he's not playing the game. If you got all that going, how can he concentrate? No. No.
Because I'm right there and I'm not mad and I'm not trying to make him.
I'm talking about you sit on the couch right there. Not saying I don't want you on me, but it's like,
listen,
watch me enjoy myself. This is therapy for me.
So I can watch you go play the game. Is you gonna watch me do something that I enjoy? I think that is.
Yeah.
Me first, no.
I compromise for compromise.
Let me tell you,
compromise for compromise.
Because you're a different type of person. Me, they don't be off into that shit. They don't.
But would this discussion be able to happen before that happens?
Do people
Could we have the discussion?
Do people know how to communicate?
No.
So no, we can't have the discussion at the point
that's the thing. Communication is everything. I think people look at the narratives that's out here floating around. This person talking about you should do this, you should be like this, or a man should do this, or a woman should. If you do this, you a fake. Fuck all of that. My grandfather tell me to this day, what happens in your house stays in your house. What works for you works for you.
Social media is a motherfucker, especially when people are ego driven.
Yes.
I want to look like the man. Or I want to look like that bitch. So I'm going to get on this internet and I'm going to have my way and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to tell you something. Nobody don't got to know the specifics of your situation. But at the moment that your nigga get on the internet and get to talking about something that is a jab at the cut in your house.
Oh, yeah.
Now everybody knows that y'all got something going on.
Yeah.
A woman get on the internet and she get to venting about how niggas ain't shit. You know what? These niggas ain't shit.
You can't do that if you're in a relationship.
I'm going to tell you something. You cannot do that when you trying to have a solidified relationship. You can't. It ain't about tweeting about something that you just related to. Why you relate to it so much if your shit airtight?
Right.
People utilize this internet shit and think that motherfuckers ain't watching, but it's people that give a fuck about you that you think wouldn't even give a fuck about you. So when you get on the internet and you talking about bitches ain't shit, or I'm out here and da-da-da, and all of that shit, all of that lets people in your house. And it lets people know that you got something going on, because guess what? You ain't tweeting that shit every day.
Right.
So on Saturday and Sunday, you probably tweeted it, but guess what? You and your bitch probably made up on Monday and Tuesday. So now it's like, oh, they was beefing. Now people get to be able to determine and dictate and have an opinion on what the fuck they really don't know about. Social media is so toxic.
Let me tell you all about the internet. One thing. Let me tell you about the internet. Instagram was created for pictures to be shared amongst friends or people you follow. To this day, you can be a fucking millionaire from Instagram. Was that a goal of the creators of Instagram when they created it? No. So that lets you know, you never know what can happen once the internet get a hold of it. So you can never put something out on the internet and expect something to happen, because you never know what the fuck gonna happen. So when something bad does happen, it's like, it's a slap in the face. You shouldn't have did the shit in the first place. So everything that happens, behind closed doors and in your relationship, for one, is not for any. First of all, people are looking for entertainment. The shit that you're putting out there, you look like a clown, you're entertaining. I've been a victim of this. I've been a suspect of this. I done did the shit. And I learned the hard way. I done lost business on that. Like, it's not the right thing to do. So I know we get this intuition of like, man, she fucking tripping. Or a female be like, he fucking tripping. I need a third opinion. I need somebody to comment on this. What y'all think? Am I tripping?
Hell no.
And I want to say it's almost natural because you impulsive when you do it. You want to know, am I crazy? Am I tripping? Somebody help me. But the internet is not the place. That's all I'm going to say.
Hell no, because them people don't give a fuck about you.
They don't.
Them people don't give a fuck about you. Them people don't give a fuck about themselves. So what you think you got coming?
Mm-hmm.
People do not give a fuck about
when you
you.
got somebody that can make a fake page and a fake profile and comment some shit they wouldn't say.
I want to be the first to say I have never made a fake page. Ever.
Never did that.
Not since tag days, MySpace, Facebook, nothing.
Not even for myself.
I have never made a fake page because I don't give a fuck that much.
You ready for some poetry? Can you do something off the top? Maybe?
What?
Just a little bit. So look, hold on. Let me make sure. Oh, it's still going.
No, I can't.
You can't? Okay. So look, you ain't got to do it. So look, we gonna go to the Raising a Man.
Okay.
So, when I was reading your first book, I noticed like, damn, this rhyme. As soon as I started reading it, and impulsively, I just went on and, wrote something down. So, raising a man versus teaching a man how to love is never clear to see. Since when does me learning how to love turn into you raising me? Can you elaborate on that?
Again. Okay. So when I constantly have to coach you, repeat to you that something has affected me or that something is wrong, things that are common sense, things that you should know, things that you know you wouldn't want me doing, at that point, I feel like I'm babysitting you. And as a babysitter, that's typically what mothers do.
Yeah.
They sit and they coddle you and they, okay, don't touch the stove. It's hot. All right, you touch the stove. Don't touch it again. Like, I don't want to have to raise anybody because I never come into a situation with a man having to raise me. Now, I'm not opposed to a man teaching me things that I'm uneducated about or showing me things that I've never seen or kind of giving me insight on things that I don't know. But when you get to a point where you know certain things, you know that cheating on me is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have to tell you this is wrong?
Right.
You know that. Why do I have to tell you doing it 5 times it has fucking killed me? Like, I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to raise you. I don't want to have to tell you simple shit. Because guess what? I'm going to tell you something. My relationships were not always bad. But when they were bad, they were horrible. Mm. And one thing I learned about the relationship that motivated my books, one thing that he will always tell me is, and this is fucked up, but he will always say this to me. If I gotta teach you how to be my bitch, I'ma just go get another one.
Oh my God, damn. Yeah.
Flat out.
Yeah.
Flat out. And I would be like, you got me fucked up. You're not going to get nobody else. I'm going to get this shit right.
Mm-hmm.
And then every time I would get it right. And I realized I wasn't ever getting it wrong. He just wanted me to prove to him.
Mm-hmm. He
wanted me to put in the work. I had started giving him a power that he had never had.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It was certain things that he could make me do that he couldn't make his previous girl do. You know what I mean? Mm. He had him one. He had him a robot. He had him a puppet. Mm. He had him somebody that he could mold, quote unquote, because I had never been with anybody like him. Right. So if I admire him and I look up to him and I think that he is just this person and he's telling me this is how it needs to be done, this is what needs to happen, I'm going to do everything that he wants me to do because I don't want to be a failure to him. This is how I viewed it. Like, yeah. I don't want to fail. Like, I don't, you're telling me that this is impossible. I'm going to prove to you that it's possible. Because that's what he would say.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever been able to successfully love me.
Right.
And I'll be like, you got me fucked up. I can love you. Let me show you that.
And if you already got that competitive spirit already.
By nature, I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
I was a varsity Warrensville cheerleader, and we went against Glenville and won. Glenville.
Yeah.
We went against Glenville.
Oh shit! I remember that one, 2010, right?
And won.
Yeah. Was that your senior year?
That was my senior year.
Yeah, because I remember the year they lost. Yeah.
We went against Glenville and won. So naturally, I am a competitor. You're not going to tell me that I can't do something because it's just going to make me want to do it.
Exactly.
He constantly. When I knew I was putting my best foot forward. No, that's not enough. Do more. And what would I do? I would do more. And he constantly told me, if I got to teach you how to be my bitch, I'm going to just go get a new one. So when I got in other relationships, I'm not raising you. If I got to teach you how to be my man, I'm going to go get a new one.
Exactly.
Because I come well equipped. I know what I want. I know what to do. I know what's right. I know what's wrong. Why the fuck don't you know?
And equipping yourself before pursuing something is a necessity. You have to.
It's important.
Oh, we're going to stop it right there. Where can the people follow you at?
Okay, so nurse.key on Instagram. Nurse Key with 3 E's on Twitter. My website is currently under reconstruction. I'm rebranding, so I won't be relaunching until maybe the spring. But other than that, that is where I am. Again, nurse.key on Instagram and nurse Key with 3 E's on Twitter.
Okay, you got some events coming up?
So I do April 11th. I have a women's empowerment event. You guys can go over to Egyptian Ari's Instagram or Kiera Quierrav. They're having so they're in school to be estheticians, and they are having an event where they're catering to women, and they're going to have male servers kind of catering to us because we always cater to our niggas. And it's going to be massages and facials and twerking and wine and food and all of that. So yes, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be speaking. Sunday gonna be speaking. It's just going to be a total cater to you thing. And their whole brand is for women, by the women. And I'm so for that because women are just constantly competing and we beating each other down and we need to come together. So, again, Egyptian Ari and Quierrav. Go to their Instagram, go to Eventbrite, get the tickets, and you get all of that for a certain price. So that's my event that I have coming up for now, outside of my own events that I'm putting together. But for now, April 11th, that's my next event. My podcast is on every platform. A Nurse Key podcast, Apple, Google, Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public. It's lit. Subscribe, rate, like. Episode 2 will be dropping next week. So.
All right, it's lit. And that's episode 6, y'all, and we out.